Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Experience. I'm here with Chizaram. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Great. Episode 43, man.
Woo.
It's crazy. 43 people has been in here.
Woo.
Today we're gonna make another great episode.
Yes, sir.
You know, I told you, like I said, I always ask people how they doing on a scale of 1 to 10, and you said you wanted to be asked this. So, how do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Mentally, of course.
Mentally, okay. I'm gonna say an 8 because lately I've been trying to stay disciplined in terms of like waking up early and like, you know, reading my Bible, practicing. I'm learning a new language, so I've been practicing.
What you learning?
I'm learning Korean and Igbo.
Why you want to learn Korean?
Because I actually want to work in the K-pop industry as a creative director one day. So I know I have to learn the language because I don't want to be there like struggling to conversate with people. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I also have dreams to work with BTS. It's one of my favorite bands. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I've just been lacking in discipline. But this morning, I still did end up reading my Bible. It was a little later than I wanted to, but God still spoke to me in that time of prayer and like reading. And I don't know. It just always feels good to start your day with the word because it kind of like stabilizes you and refreshes your spirit for sure. So, yeah, an 8 is how I feel.
That's good.
That's it.
That's good. That's good.
Thanks.
Some people, you know, come on here and tell me like a 3 or 10. I feel like you can never be on 10 because I feel like it's just too much of a high.
Too much of a high. Unless you like catch me at like, oh, you just won $1 million.
No,
like,
yeah, exactly. Like, of course, I feel like you know crazy. I'm at a 10,
good.
but like I feel like reality. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be between like an 8 and
on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, on a day-to-day basis.
6 to 8.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me your 5. You give me your 5 top celebrity crushes.
5 top celebrity crushes.
Yeah.
I don't really be having celebrity crushes, but I'm gonna say I crush on people because of their personality. Their looks is usually a plus, but like for example, Broderick Hunter. I don't know if y'all know that man.
Yeah, he's
like,
an actor, right?
Yeah, he's an actor.
Yeah.
He's fine, but like his personality is so corny to me. But I like that he's himself. So like I still like him. So I'm gonna say him. He's not really a celebrity, but I'm gonna say him. Lance Gross.
He's smooth, no homo.
No, very much so.
He's smooth. He be in Houston, around Houston. He was just
Really?
a prospect, like either like a month ago or 2 months.
Here?
No, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard he was here, I was like, bro, what is the guy doing here?
What's the guy? There's not much to do here.
Bro, everybody becoming a prospect. I'll be like, bro, is prospect really
Is
that?
it even that fun? I really don't
there?
think so. No, I haven't, but I don't think it's that
bro,
fun.
it's nothing but just music, vibe, chicken
and
wings.
hookah, chicken wings.
Yeah, like and hookah. Like it's nothing crazy, but I don't know why people come here and like Davido was just. I just went to Davido.
I know he
shit,
was there too.
and he was there too. So it's
But
just
ain't
like,
all the same thing. You go to O2 and all the other ones.
no, yeah, I'm like,
Same
bro, what is it about these places y'all want to come to? But
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you truly, but yeah. So yeah, Broderick Hunter and going from 5 to 1 being probably my top. Lance Gross. You know, I don't really pay attention to celebrities as much anymore. I'm more into like.
I feel you.
You know, like,
you know why though? Well, I don't know why. Why do you feel like you don't?
Because I feel like celebrityism is what I'm gonna call it. Like the culture of like celebrityism is what I'm gonna call it, right? Is a little overdone, overplayed because these are everyday human beings. Like these are humans, right?
Thank you.
And like people obsess over humans, right? That struggle with the same things that we do, and it really sucks because you see a lot of them go through a lot of mental issues because they can't even live their lives as a human being because people put them on such a pedestal.
But why do you think it is?
Why do I think it is what?
That like we put like humans put them other humans on such a pedestal.
Right. I think it's because their gifts have been like are on display and have been I don't want to say exploited, but some of them have been exploited to, you know, for them to, you know, be out there in the world and doing whatever they do. But I think it's because the glitz and glamour that comes with celebrityism, like you're gonna have money, you're gonna have rapport, you're gonna have fans, you're gonna have all of that, and it's like to someone who doesn't have that, it's like, wow, like this person is, they're doing the thing, you know, and it's just like that's not all that life is cut out to be. And I bet you know, most of the time you see a lot of celebrities committing suicide, and it's because it's not all it's cut out to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I think that being able to give those people their privacy is such an important thing because they're literally human beings, and like give them time to or space, not even just time. Obviously, they have time, but space specifically because paparazzi and all that stuff. Space to be human and make mistakes and not be put on such a pedestal because literally they're not God, they're not Jesus.
Nah, facts, they're not, but we hold them. That's the craziest thing. Like I was Kendrick Lamar, he had the song on his album, he was like, "Ooh, yeah. Future is not your God." Like
that's good.
You know what I'm saying? No, like literally like he was saying that Future is not your God. Like he was saying some other people saying like they're not your God. But I feel like two things that you like I want to like, address what you said. Two things. One, I feel like a lot of celebrities have anxiety because they're trying to hold up to this image that they're not really are. But like if that's what's making you money, you're gonna keep doing that because whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I feel like also like money is a reason why humans look up to these people so much. Because at the end of the day, I feel like we're literally just the same people. Like other than just social status and like money, economic status, like we're the same person.
The same
like
people. Like humans.
We all go through our own.
The same things.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations. Just the fact that like like. And that's another reason why I started this podcast too, is because like besides just celebrities, like day to day, everybody goes through things day to day life. We all have our personal stories. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like our parents have their own personal stories that are not glorified or like magnified to people because they might not have that dollar bill to like kind of like, you know what I mean?
To tell people about it and put it out there.
Exactly.
And that's why like there's an Instagram page that's like people, I think it's called People of New York or something. And they have like normal everyday people, and they just like take pictures of them and tell their whole stories, and like you'll hear some of the craziest stories of people that you would never think. You didn't even know they were going through stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like because these celebrities, their stories, which are just as maybe they've been through some trauma and stuff and been through a lot of crazy experiences, because it's able to be put out in the public and share with a lot of people across the world. It's like, wow, now we can like uplift this person. But it's like everybody can be uplifted truly if we would allow that to be a thing. But it's good that it's not, but it's not good that there's too much of that, like for only some people.
That's why I say I connect with you when you say like you don't really like. I changed, like, I never really did idolize. The only person I could really say, I guess you could say I idolized was like Drake. But like anybody else, bro. And to be honest, like completely honest, like I might meet Drake and he might be a complete asshole. Like we really don't know what these people's like personalities are behind closed doors. We just know like the work that like they put out, like their music, or whether you're a musician or you're like an athlete. Like that's all we see. Like we don't like know you for real. So like that's why I feel like when I am able to meet like some of these people, I'm gonna be down to earth. Like you know what I'm saying?
I want to be very much.
Of course,
myself.
I'll probably be like a little geek like meeting Drake or something.
Yeah, of course,
because
like, it should still be respectable. And I do honor the things that you've done. Like you worked hard. You've earned that respect. But I'm not gonna act like you are God more than me. You know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like at the end of the day, we're all like I can't look at you that you're just so much better than me just because you have this. You have this, or you worked hard for this. Because like, I've worked hard for things too, but it hasn't gotten me where it's gotten you. Exactly.
And that's okay.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's the battle thing. Like,
yeah, it is. It is.
You know what I'm saying? Our generation nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
What is your personal outlook on social media and relationships nowadays?
Ooh, that's too many things. It's two things, but it's too many things. I'm gonna start with social media. I think social media, and you've heard it many times, is a highlight reel. Like you put what you want to put out on there all the time. You know, when good things happen, when you're on vacation, when you celebrate something, you want to put it on social media. You want to share with people. Whether your intention is to say, "Hey guys, look at what I did," or "Hey guys, look at what God did for me." You know what I'm saying? It's still it depends on the person that sees it. How they take it. So like, for example, if I post that I just got a job with Instagram or something, I don't know, some big time job as a creative director for Instagram, right? Some people might see it as, whoa, already, like you haven't even been working that long. How'd you already get that job? You know, they'll either nitpick or they will be like, wow, God is good. Like, look what he's done for you. Or like, I'm very proud of you. You've worked hard for this, you know, and it's all depending on the person that is looking at the accomplishment. So like, you can have the best intention in posting that like, hey, I got this job with Instagram, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm very thankful for what God did. But it doesn't matter if the people that are looking at it see it as a competition. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like social media has become that as well, to where like people feel like they have to compete. And then I also feel like there's some people who are open and vulnerable on Instagram and who are honest with their journey. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing, because oversharing is a thing at times, and people can use that against you, unfortunately. True. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that if you can find a balance between sharing the good things, like at least for me, sharing the good things God has done, and also being honest with the process, then I feel like a lot of people can respect you for that. And you can't please everybody, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, just remaining, like we were saying, down to earth and being honest is a great way to handle social media, in my opinion, and not trying to make it seem like, oh, this all happened because of, you know,
because of you,
because of me. Like I did all this, you know what I'm saying? Self-made. It's like, bro, who made you? You're not self-made. You didn't make yourself.
Like,
you didn't go.
But I mean, people say that though. People be saying that like, I'm a self-made boss. Like,
yeah.
But I mean, you're not like, you know what I'm saying? We can't, well, I don't know what other people's religion is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a Christian, so I believe, you know what I'm saying, Christianity. But
I
feel like, you know, God made us who we are. And like however you get far in life is due to you, like being successful. I mean, it's due to you grinding, but also God doing his part.
Yeah,
like you do your part and he does his part, and like that where it takes you. You know
yes, exactly. You have to choose to like accept what God is telling you, like, called you to do. You know what I'm saying?
With what you said about social media, I feel like sometimes it's a big facade. Yeah. And I never like got to like, I never was a person that was like, damn, I only got like 10 likes or like, you know what I'm saying? But like, some people might feel like that, like, damn, I only got 10 likes. Like, why am I only getting 10 likes? And like, it might steer them away from like posting a picture. Like,
and that
sucks.
Yeah, I've talked to people about that because they're always like, one of my friends like, how you always be so confident to post stuff? Like, because when I take pictures.
To be fair though, you get a lot. You get a good amount of likes.
You know, I do, right? And I'm not even gonna deny that. Like,
that's facts.
I do get likes, right? And I don't care about likes. That's the thing. And I've even turned off my like count and stuff because I like that they did that feature. Because like, for some time I used to be like, you know, I would look at my likes and be like, okay, maybe not. Let me not take a picture that looks like that again. Like, and it would make me very nitpicky of myself, not even of worried about other people, but like worried about myself.
I can say that happened to me too. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Facts. And so, I think with likes and stuff, it's, I don't know how to explain it well, but I feel like likes are not a reflection of, you know, what you truly like. You're obviously who you truly are, and like the type of person that you are. I think that culture has a standard of what is likable and acceptable, and if you fit that standard, then you're gonna get a lot of likes. Does that make sense? You know how you go on Twitter, people who post certain pictures, they be getting a lot of likes. You know what I'm saying?
But like, you know what? I know what
you know what's trending. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some people that don't follow the trends, and they get a lot of likes too because there's a certain like demographic, quote unquote, audience that they're you know, catering to, and they get a lot of likes from that audience. And then there's some people who just post whatever, and they get all the likes from whatever, or they get the likes that they get from whatever audience that they're serving. And so, I don't know. I just feel like we shouldn't get so caught up in that because that doesn't value what, like, it doesn't show us our true value, and that we should not worried about being liked by other people, but being liked by God. Like, does God like you? Like, he loves you, but like, you know what I mean? Is he pleased with what you're doing? You know
we're
in
a generation where like social media like literally like runs the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as in like, bro, everybody uses social media, especially if you have a business. Like, if you're not on social media, like, I mean, I doubt your business is gonna prosper.
For sure.
So like, I mean, I feel like if you're just a regular consumer, I feel like you should never be concerned with like
likes,
because you're kind of just posting like your highlights, like you said, highlights of your life. Like, oh, you like this type of food, so you posted, or like you went on this trip, so I posted this. Versus somebody who's like really using it for like a business oriented,
branding themselves.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like that's when you kind of have to like look at your numbers, because at the end of the day, like, that's what's gonna make your business grow.
I agree.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was having this conversation with one of my friends. He's a photographer, and like, I was getting concerned about likes on a certain picture of a shoot that I worked really hard on. And like, he had the same issue before, and he was telling me how like he was worried about the likes and stuff because he did so much for this shoot. But like, that doesn't mean that the shoot wasn't good just because it didn't get a lot of likes. Like, the numbers matter, yes, but you're never gonna miss out on the opportunity that's meant for you because you didn't get the right amount of likes, or like not a lot of people reposted. Like, whatever's meant to come to you will come to you. And so in terms of like his photo shoot, right, he did so I guess I could say who it is. It's my friend Manny Comp. If y'all know him, go ahead and follow him. But he reposted a shoot that me and him did the first time I met him. And like, the first time he posted it only got like 600 likes on his page, because at that time he wasn't like as big as he is now. but now he reposted it again, and it got like 24,000 likes on his page, and like it blew up, and it's the same shoot. Like he added a bunch of different photos and stuff, and so like at the appointed time, things will happen for you. And so I don't ever believe that you'll miss out on your opportunity you'll miss out on an opportunity if God is orchestrating your steps. You know what I'm saying? But it is important to look at likes and look at it is important to pay attention to interactions on social media if you have a brand and stuff, because those things matter, and you can use them to work for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not for it to work against you and be like, oh man, I need to do something. But it's like, okay, let me try something different and see what works. And, and then that's not a problem. Like, that's using social media as a tool to grow your business.
Exactly.
And that's smart. That's wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Versus, I know
Versus
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So on the other flip side, what is your outlook on relationships?
Relationships, yes. I have a very it's not a very typical outlook on relationships. For me,
elaborate.
Yeah. One second, let me collect my thoughts. I'll start with this. I think a lot of people think that being single is a curse. And I said this on Valentine's Day. I posted about it, but they see singleness as being something that is negative. And I find it as one of the best things that could happen to you in your life. Not one of the best things, but in terms of relationships, being single is very important, because there's things that you can do single that you can't do when you're married or when you're in a relationship, right? So for example, let's say like you said you wanted to pursue your creative stuff, but you were talking about eventually providing for a family and all that stuff. And it's like, you may not have the time to do the things that you can do right now in your 20s that you will have to do when you have a family. And I'm not saying that you won't have a family in your 20s. Who knows when you'll have a family? But like in the terms of singleness, there are things you can't do when you become one with somebody else, because now that person is your partner. And like you want to do life with them, and so it's important to not rush the process of marriage, because marriage is not just it's not even just marriage, but like going into relationships and stuff. It's not just a thing that you can play with, because that really it takes a toll on you emotionally, and it takes energy, and it takes time, and so like money like so when gas money when people be talking about like, oh, like I want to be in a relationship, it's like, I don't think you understand what you're really saying, because like that's like, I don't want to say it's a chore in a negative way, but it's another responsibility that is just as big as like taking care of, when you take care of a dog or something. Not in the same aspect, but you know what I mean? Exactly what you mean. Like it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, and
so you're currently single.
Yes,
and for that reason.
I'm single because I know what God has told me. And I'm not worried about the man I'm going to marry, because I know that right now I need to be focusing on my craft. And I know that when the person I'm supposed to marry comes alongside me, we're going to help each other in purpose, in like pursuing our purpose together. It's because like whatever you can't do by yourself, God will send that, like the person you're supposed to marry to help you. Because the person you marry is not just supposed to be romance. Like it's not, God doesn't give you a husband and wife because you want to be romanced. You know what I'm saying? It's more than that. Like marriage is a partnership. Y'all are supposed to help each other build in Christ and build the kingdom and build each other up and build others around you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just you say like in the marriage chapel, right? When they get married, they're like, God has brought us here together, brought y'all two together, right? Or what the Lord has united, may no one asunder, or whatever. I forgot what they say, but it's like some people don't like. God's not always putting two people together. Some people put themselves together. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like. But
how do you know that though? Like, how do you know when like you're meant to be with somebody and like versus you put yourself with that person?
I feel like for me, it's prayer. This is gonna be. Should I testify about this? Yes, I will. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. For me, don't call me crazy now, because I'm not. This is what the Lord has said.
Talk to me.
For a year, I had a dream. I had dreams about the person I'm supposed to marry, and like, I know who they are. And from February to January of this year, I had dreams about them like every single day, almost every single day. In February, I wrote down like 3 days in a row I was having dreams about them. It would be every time it'd be something different, but it would always be about like our relationship and how we would interact with each other. And each dream, as it kept going, got more detailed and it got longer and it got more specific. And some of the things even started to manifest in real life. And like, this is not just something that just happens for me. Like, this is something that's happened for other people as well, where God will show them something in a dream and then it'll manifest in reality. Or God will show them something in a dream for a time that is supposed to come. Just so that we can be prepared for it. And like, this is not, like, I don't know how else to say it. It's not like a religious thing. Like, there's nothing I did to get these dreams. Like, I literally just started having dreams one day, and it was all because I was praying that like God would give me the person I want to be with, because I was playing around and, you know, messing with people, not messing with, I was interested in somebody, but then God took them away from me because he knew that like that wasn't the person I was supposed to be with. And I was like, okay, God, after this, I don't want to be with anyone unless you send them to me. And then a year later I started having those dreams. And I was just like, whoa. And God speaks to people in different ways, but I feel like for me he speaks to me through dreams. And like if I'm praying or in worship, that's when I kind of like hear his voice the clearest. But those dreams were like very vivid. And so I'm not saying that everyone has to have a dream about the person they're supposed to be with, but I'm saying you should trust God. You should trust that God will show you that person is the person for you through confirmation. So like when I had those dreams, I was like, okay, God, what is going on? Like, if this is the person, confirm it to me. And like he continuously just kept giving me the dreams. And like, you know, if it was a no, I would know. I said, Lord, tell me if it's a no, because he would, like, it's very clear when someone isn't for you.
I feel like the reason why you found out, or like your reasoning, is because you seeked for it. Like you asked,
I asked God,
and he kind of like showed you.
If you seek God, he will tell you. Literally.
Yeah, versus like just going through your own life and like saying, oh, I know I'm supposed to be with this person, without really like asking God.
Exactly.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest, like, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a pastor
or
a
me
deacon.
Neither, bro.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'm just speaking from experience, you know.
Facts.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like I said, like before, like we all have our own relationship with God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
everybody
Like,
has their own.
It's very different. Like how he talks to you might be different from the way he talks to me.
Yeah,
so.
for sure.
Or just anybody in general.
Anybody in general, yeah, that's true.
So give us a couple brands that you admire and why.
Brands I admire. Let me think. Oh yeah, number one, Hanifa. Hanifa's a Black-owned, like high-end clothing company. They make like very specific statement pieces, and they just recently dropped their summer 22 line, and I really love how they present their work. So it's like, it's not just like, oh, we're having a fashion show, although like fashion shows be really cool, like Louis Vuitton and Michael Kors recently had one, I think a few months ago, and like they all looked really great, but the way they do theirs is so different. And I think they show it online as well, and they also have done it digitally. Like the first time they dropped their fashion show, there was no models. They just made the like clothes look like they're walking.
That's so cool.
And so everybody was just floating. And so I love how creative they are with how they show their designs. And I love that they're Black owned, it's Black women, it's for Black women. And yeah, I love their creativity and all that they do.
Telfar is Black owned, right?
Yeah, Telfar is Black owned as well. Telfar is funny. I like Telfar as well. They're not like my favorite, but like I love what they're doing. Like I think that as a Black person, they're definitely doing what the culture needs for sure. For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
But you said top 3?
Yeah, you can say top 3. Yeah.
I don't think I can think of any other. Well, let me think. I can only think of Hanifa right now because I don't really have any like top 3. I just like brands.
Yeah, whatever brands you like.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become a creative director, and how did you know this was your calling?
Yes. Okay. So, wow. Just give me a second. Let me think. It's always good to think before you speak, guys. Never be in a rush to say too much. What inspired me was my childhood. So when I was younger, I was a very creative person. Like I loved art. I loved art class. I loved anything related to drawing and coloring, and it's all of that stuff. Like I was really into all of that. Won the rodeo art 2 times. Okay, turn me up. And so I really
That's
loved, right? I really liked creating. And so when I was younger, like, I think I created like hair bows, I created t-shirts, and I would try to sell them too. Like, I was in like the 6th grade trying to sell some ugly t-shirts, but like I made them handmade and people wanted to buy them. And I don't know if it was because they were actually nice or people just really loved me as a person that they want to support me.
Yeah.
Either way, we thank God, because I did make some sales. And I loved that, the fact that I could hand make them. Like, I love that I was able to
created it.
Yeah, I was able to create it. And so fast forward to maybe around high school, my friend wanted to do a photo shoot with me, and I had never modeled, but I always thought about modeling because, you know, the tall, skinny black girl trope, you know, oh, you should model. All of them say that, you know. I was a tall, skinny black girl, or African girl, right? And I wanted to try it out, and like the shoot that I did, it was crazy because I actually creative directed it. I didn't realize that was what it was called at the time, but I did it my junior year of high school, and I wore like primary colors, and I like had a different look for each of the primary colors. And I remember posting it on Twitter, and like it got a good 500 likes, and that time that was pretty good to me. Like, I said, wow, like that was like the first post I ever had where it was like getting a lot of love. And so yeah, that was like my earliest memory of like creating stuff. And when my friend, one of my friends in high school, she did the shoot for me, she told me like to make the Pinterest board. And I remember I made the Pinterest board, and then I also started seeing a lot of other things on Pinterest, and I just started saving them. And I never revisited that board until junior year of college. Isn't that crazy? Like junior year of high school and then junior year of college. So like time passed, and like I never like thought about it again. I think.
So in that time passing, you were just like focused on school? I
was focused on school, and I did a few like modeling. I was more into modeling as well. One of my friends, I went to high school as well, he did some shoots with me, and like I was always modeling and I enjoyed them. Like it was fun. And I always like came up with the concept. Like I always had the idea. And so I think that's like senior year, freshman year, and a little bit of sophomore year, I did a little bit of modeling, but not as much because I just never felt fully comfortable with it. Like I didn't feel like it was what I was supposed to do, even though I got good, you know, support from it. And like people were saying, "Oh, you ate that up." You know how people be on Instagram. Oh, you ate that up. Like, oh, you should definitely do this. But one of the things I've learned is that you should never let people tell you what your calling is. Like even if you're good at something, it doesn't mean that it's like the main thing that you're supposed to be doing. Because like it could be helping you with what you're supposed to be doing. And for example, modeling helps me with creative directing because I know how to pose people. I know what looks good, what looks bad, like what may be uncomfortable. I understand the model may feel uncomfortable, but I can empathize with them and say like, it looks good though. So just stay in that position. You know what I'm saying? Because I've modeled, you know? And so just things like that. And so junior year, during the pandemic, 2020 was a crazy time. Very crazy time. But that was the year where a lot of people started to like really figure out what they want to do with their life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So the pandemic pretty much birthed the creative direction thing, but it was in October of 2020 where I really sought God about like, I don't know, I felt like a pulling on me, like that I should stop modeling. Like I shouldn't pursue modeling, but I should pursue something else. And so one day, I saw something on my Instagram page, someone's Instagram story. They had posted a picture of a photo shoot that some girl did. And she was a creative director. And I'd never known what a creative director was, but it just really stuck out to me. I was like, ooh, this is cool. And her whole page was just shoots she's creative directed. And some of them she photographed as well. And so after seeing that, I was like, oh man, like, let me look into this more. And like I prayed about it, and I was like, God, like if this is something you're calling me towards, show me. And then the next day I saw more creative directors. I saw like 2 more on my Explore page. And this would be just on accident because I would look at a picture and I'd be like, oh, this is nice. And then the first thing you would see is like creative directed by the person that posted the picture. And so it wasn't just showing me photographers, it was showing me specifically creative directors. And I was just like, wow, this is interesting, like very interesting. And so I took like a week to like fast and pray about it. And if you don't know what fasting is, it's just abstaining from something so that you can hear from God, and just like spend more time in his presence and stuff. And so I abstained from food from like 6 to 6 or something, and like prayed during that time. And I also made boards. I made Pinterest boards. Like I added to that the board that I had when I made it junior year. I added to it, and I was like, wow, I've been doing this for a while. I didn't even notice. I added more to it, and then eventually by the end of the year, I guess the end of 2020, I felt pretty comfortable with pursuing it. But it didn't just take like that week. Like after that week, it was clarified, but I was like, okay, how am I going to go about it?
Yeah.
And so I took more time, you know, to just, you know, look into it more, follow more people, build kind of an idea of what kind of creative directing I want to do. And then in January, my sister's a photographer, so I had her take some pictures of me of a shoot that I creative directed. Very small shoot, nothing crazy, but I modeled for it, and then I used that shoot in February to post as my announcement that I'm a creative director. And it's like I didn't have to. What's the word? I didn't have to like have 10,000, you know, not 10,000. I didn't have to have like a whole portfolio to say that I'm a creative director. I declared myself a creative director, and I was like, if you want to book with me, book with me. And the first shoot that I ever did was with my friend Manny and Angel, and that was the shoot that I was telling you how he reposted, and it got 24,000 likes. So the first time he posted it still did well, but he posted it again at a later time, and it blew up. So it just shows that like, just God's timing is so important, and I'm really thankful for the people that helped me get to this place as well, because I wouldn't have done anything after that post unless somebody reached out to me, and she reached out to me, my friend Angel, and so it's like there's so much to say in that, but the main thing I took away from it was like, the things that God calls you to, he's not going to leave you to do it alone. Yeah. And a lot was happening in that year too. Like so much has happened. A family member passed. I was losing friends, or like kind of losing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, friendship and stuff. Yeah, no problem. But in that time, I was still able to see that God is still working. You know what I'm saying? That he was still showing me more about myself and more of the things that he wants me to do.
That's really great that you're still able to see like the positive out of a negative situation. Because I don't know, for some reason now that like, you know what I'm saying, you're saying everything that you're saying, I'm just thinking in my mind like, damn, it's crazy that like I bring you on today, because it's like kind of sort of helping me too, like with everything that I got going on right now. So it's pretty like crazy.
Oh yeah,
but
happy to hear that.
Nah, for like that's pretty crazy. Well, now with everything, it's just like I said, it's good to like that you're able to like take a negative and turn it into a positive, because I feel like that kind of separates people too from like getting down on themselves for like multiple months at a time versus like kind of just processing what just happened and like understanding like everything does kind of happen for a reason, and that God is still with you.
Yeah, seeing things from a different perspective.
Yeah, and then just like, you know, keep going, because I always look at things that like, you know, people have it way worse. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I'm going through, somebody's probably going through something 1,000 times worse. So like, what's my next move to like get me back, you know what I'm saying, going, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to not stay stagnant. But to still take time to, you know, feel whatever you're feeling, of course.
Heal and digest whatever.
Exactly, heal. Because a lot of people do things out of spite of negative feelings or whatnot, and that can create something beautiful, but it's also good to heal, because if it creates something beautiful, you take off and then you still haven't healed. And it's kind of like Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really a prime example of that, honestly. But yeah,
I feel like damn, I forgot I was about to say something. Yeah, sometimes I feel like people, you know what I'm saying, I know a guy, and I don't like diving too much into what happened, but like I feel like sometimes people use a bad situation that happened to them to like of why they're not keep grinding and pursuing like what they got to pursue. Like they kind of use that situation as a crutch to like say, hey, well, this happened, so I don't got to do this anymore. Let me like they just kind of blame everything on the situation that happened instead of just kind of like digesting the situation and moving forward. You know, I feel like, but it's a hard balance, you know, trying to tell somebody that, because we're not, everybody handles things differently,
and at different times too. That's really true. That's true.
How do you come up with your concepts, ideas for like your photo shoots, or even like, I know because you directed Shilo's music video, Hold On Me. So like, how do you come up with like concepts of like all that?
Yeah, so if the person I'm working with doesn't already have a concept in mind, so if they do have a concept in mind, I kind of just expand on it and help them like add more ideas to it, and just help them to be able to bring that vision to life. Because like Shilo, he wanted that retro look, that Soul Train vibe, and I was like, okay, let's do this to get this visual and like make people dress up like this, and like do a VHS type of look on it.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was
thanks. Yeah, it was so much fun, but like, I love that Shia already had the creative idea in mind, and so it made it not easier, but obviously like
I feel like you just helped it like help bring it out
exactly, because a lot of people have great ideas, but they don't know how to put them into action. It's like I know how to put I can see it if I can see it, then I know I can bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? But if I can't see it, sometimes it's a little hard. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. You know what I'm saying? But for people who come to me and they're like, I don't really have a concept, but I want to do this. I always ask them like, what story are you trying to tell with what you want to shoot? Like, are you trying to show people like, oh, I just turned 23, I'm a big baddie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to pop out or whatever. Yeah. And we can find a way to portray that. Or are you trying to tell people I've grown a lot, things have changed for me, you know, I'm not the same person I was last year. Let's find a way to bring that to life. So it's always I feel like for me, it's storytelling. I like to tell a story. I like to portray a message. I like to give people a message. And for my own concepts, a lot of my inspo comes from like just spending time with God, because the idea that I got, I did a shoot with Cam, and it was like the candles on the head. I got it from reading that verse. It was Matthew 5:14 or so. You were like, you are the light of the world, a lamp on a stand or whatever. I shouldn't say whatever. I should memorize that first. But you're a light of the world.
No,
right?
I get it.
And so like we each have a light, and like it may not be that big, but you know, to other people, but it's still a light that is still going. And every day that you wake up, you still have light in you. And so I wanted to portray that through, you know, those primary colors. Again, they always seem to find their way into my shoots, but I love color.
I like that.
Yeah, I like,
because you make your shoots like vibrant. Like,
I want to be
it
bright.
stands out.
Yes. I always like bright and like just captivating shoots. And so God really inspires me in all of my shoots, and every idea that I get, if I'm like, because I take time to do shoots that like, you know, that I have an idea for. I try to make sure that I'm not rushing anything, because I have a tendency to rush a lot of things. So when it comes to like my shoots and creative directing, I don't ever want to rush. And so
you helped direct those pictures like a couple weeks ago. Came up with the suits. They were like NBA jerseys.
Oh, no. I didn't do that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I think, what was that? Oh, that was Mike. I love Mike's stuff as well. Shout out to Mike.
Yeah, shout out to him. That was very stiff.
No, yeah, I'm inspired by him as well, because he also like doesn't rush. He takes his time, and he always produces good work. And so like, I really love seeing other creatives like doing things that, you know, and it told a story too, a story of like basketball and how black men, y'all love hooping.
No,
okay?
we do.
And I thought that was
it's a part of culture.
Yeah, it is, exactly. And so that's pretty much it.
So I was asking you earlier, like, how do you balance, you know what I'm saying, chasing your dream creatively and then trying to become a therapist?
I do want to get my Sorry, what were you gonna say?
How do you think it's possible to do both?
I think it's possible, yeah. I think because I know what God has called me to do, and I'm going to say at a very early age, because I don't think a lot of people find out what they're supposed to really do in this world until later, which isn't.
You think so?
Not later, but like I feel like
there's signs of things that when you're a kid.
Yes, I agree.
There's certain signs that steer you in a direction, whether you catch them or you don't. Like, for instance, for me, like, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, like, basketball was something that was very like in my life early. Like, I just loved to play as a kid. So my whole life I thought I was going to be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So like that, I feel like that was what my calling was. But I also felt like I wasn't taking my calling very serious. So like God took it from me. So I understand what it is to like feel like you're supposed to be something, but you're not working very hard towards that. So God takes it from you to show you like, hey, like, you know, you weren't being as serious. This guy was being very serious. He was dedicated to being in the gym. So this is why I blessed him with being able to go to NBA. So like now I feel like my calling is this, and like, you know, like I have to put everything that like I have into this.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why I say I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it might be different from like other people. Like I just feel like God, like that was what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how it is for other people.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for me, well, honestly, but in terms of callings, that's only something that God can show you. Like, no one can tell you what your calling is or tell you what you're supposed to be. And I do think that it stems from childhood. Like I said, I was creative very young. And so I want to do creative directing. But I also want to be a therapist, because I think your calling also stems from what you're passionate about. Because facts. God gives you Like the Bible says, God gives you the desires of your heart. Not that he gives you what you desire, but he gives you what to desire. So like he'll give you the desire to help save the homeless. He'll give you the desire to help save women in trauma, or help save men in trauma, whatever the case may be, or help save the government. Hallelujah, please. Like, so please. And so I feel like a lot of people might be mixing up their callings with things they like to do versus what they're passionate about.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? So like I'm passionate about mental health, and I'm passionate about, especially in the Nigerian community, Black community, but like specifically Nigerian community. Like I want to be a therapist to hopefully the older generation, the baby boomer generation, but also to those affected by the baby boomer generation, like us, the baby boomers' children. A lot of people are dealing with mental health issues that their parents weren't able to see, you know, or like they weren't emotionally available to be able to see that their child was struggling with this. Yeah. And so now they're, you know, we grow up and we just say it's, you know, oh, it just made me stronger, but it's like you're still dealing with some stuff that you don't even know. It's just really hidden behind a lot of things. And
Very true.
Yeah, and so I just I want to be a therapist for that reason, because I can't stand to see people be functionally dysfunctional. Like I don't like, because there's a better way to live. Like you don't have to live in dysfunction. Just because you're functioning in your dysfunction doesn't mean that that's how you should be living for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so in terms of doing both, like I said from the beginning, because I feel like I know what God has called me to, I'm not worried about not being able to have the facilities to do both. I think that because I trust God's timing, if I have to stop doing creative directing to focus on school, then that will happen. But if I don't have to stop, if I can do both, because maybe school may not be that hard for me. Maybe I might, you know, ease through my doctorates, which I know that's not really a thing. It's going to take hard work, but it may not be a burden. I might really enjoy it. And I think I will, because I'm studying something that I actually care about. No offense to like college and stuff, but like it's something,
facts.
You know, it's true.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's true. So
it's very true.
Yeah. And like, people that get their doctorates, they do work, you know, they can work. And so with the time that I have, I'll be hopefully creative directing wherever God has me. So yeah, I don't feel like, and even one of my dream or hopes, and something I'm believing in faith, is that my creative directing will pay for my doctorate. Like it'll pay off my school. That's what I believe. Like God's going to give me some type of big deal. Bro. Okay. So
believe it and it will happen.
Yeah. Some type of big deal that will pay off my school. Like that's really what I'm trying to have faith for.
I think it's really dope that you've like really have a plan. I feel like you have a plan of like how it's gonna work. You don't know how it's gonna work out. I just feel like that you're like seeking that it will work out.
Yeah.
It just will all like happen for itself.
Yeah, I trust God's time. Like,
when people tell me they're trying to do like, because I feel like I consider you trying to be a creative director and you trying to be a therapist, like 2 full-time jobs. So like, you know, like if to tell you the truth, I couldn't do that. Like I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and that's why like God has different callings for everybody, right?
Yeah,
everybody is sent to be a solution to a problem in this earth. Honestly, that's what I believe, and I feel like because we have so many problems because people are not doing what they're called to do. Yeah, that's what I truly believe.
I mean, I like sitting here talking to you. I ain't gonna lie, like I can see you being a therapist, because like you're not for real. You're very like, I don't know how to explain, like. Just talking to you right now, like what you saying, I just believe it. I don't know why. Like, no cap.
Oh, shout to God.
How do you think, like, I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand. How does your faith intertwine with your like creative side of you?
I think it's just a very simple, short answer. I think because God was the one that showed me the creative directing, and like the way it happened wasn't just coincidental. I don't believe in like coincidences completely. No, I don't believe in coincidences at all, honestly, because if that's the case, that means God does things for no reason, and he doesn't. He's not futile. So at least that's what I believe. And so because God was the one that kind of introduced it to me and like planted it in my lap, there's no way I can do it without him. Like, and he has shown me that I can't do it without him. Like from financial things, from the people that he's brought to me, like straight out the jump. Like I took a step in faith to post about being a creative director, and then the people came. But if I would have never posted, and I was just trying to do it small on the side, then I might have been working 10 times harder than I needed to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so my faith is very, very important to my creative direction because I'm drawing from the source, and the source is God, and he never runs out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I will never run out of ideas until I die. So, yeah.
It's crazy that you said too, like when you was a kid, like I feel like that's also a sign of like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like as a kid, I'm not gonna lie, I hated crayons. I hated to color. Like I hated I don't feel like I have a very creative side to me. I feel like that's something that I like. That's why I tell you, like, I really need a team, like, with certain things. Cause, like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody came on here, I forgot, SB came on here, and he was like, having a podcast is creative. But I don't really, like, find, like, that's not really creative, because it's just, like, we're like, you're kind of talking about, like, topics, versus somebody who's really creative with, like artistry, like Henry. I don't know if you know Henry, but him painting, like that's real, like, art to me. Like for real, like that's really creative to me. Or, like how you like create a shoot, or people who create like music videos, like that's really what I feel like a creator is, or like a creative is. Even though like even though podcasting is like technically a creative thing, I feel like those things to me are more like creative things. Like I think, and you have to have a real talent for that. Like you can't just Henry, like you can't just
he
do
has
that.
A gift
you know, like
that,
you legit have a gift for doing that. Like that's crazy. Like I might have the gift of like being able to like communicate with people and talk to people, but like as far as like really being a creator and creative, creating something, like
but you created this.
I did, but like it's not like what y'all do. If
I know
that
what
makes
you
sense.
mean. It's not like evident to the eye. Like you're not seeing something come to life.
Exactly. Like,
but this, I have to disagree with you because I don't think that creativity should be put in a box of just like
you're right.
art. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
Because this to me is art. I even think a business plan is art. The fact that you can create a whole schedule of things and put things together and organize stuff, that's art. That's art to me. That's creative to me. And I think just flat out creativity is being able to bring your imagination to life. Honestly, you imagined having a podcast, you brought it to life. Wow, that's creative.
I mean, like it's
I know
like,
what you mean though. I feel like it can go into different definitions because of the
what you do versus what I do is like, to me, is just too totally creative.
It's on different spectrums.
Yes,
I agree.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're really bringing an image to life, or like you're bringing whatever concept somebody has in their head to life. Like that's really creative. Like people are creative, like how you dress, like like your pictures are even creative. Like that embodies like who you are. That's all that shit is like creative to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like it's like two completely different things.
I feel you. That makes sense.
I'm not gonna downplay like, you know, me being a creator.
Yeah.
I guess you could say
I think it's kind of saying like I'm athletic, but I don't play no sports. But the football player who plays sport is athletic. Like I can be athletic because I work out, but it's on a different spectrum, a different scale. Because like this guy may be a full-time athlete, and I'm just here working out every day. But it doesn't mean I'm not athletic. You know what I'm saying? If somebody were to teach me how to play soccer, I'd probably be, I could learn. It might take me longer than the person. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. You get it. You get it. Spectrum. You get it.
So at the end, I always do a game. It's called Family Q&A. I ask questions, you give me answers. But I kind of like switched it up today.
Okay.
So, give me one word to describe Kanye West.
Kanye West, intuitive.
One word to describe Travis Scott.
I was about to say rage. Like I don't think that's a word for him though. But that's just the first word.
No, it is a word for him because like that's how his concerts are. So like, I understand if you would say rage.
I wish that wasn't it though. For him, I would say authentic.
And the reason why I ask you these is because I feel like those are like just to me like creative geniuses and like they're like fields. Like we obviously know what Kanye is creative as far as like music and just pushing the bar with that. But then he came to like fashion and kills it in fashion, shoes, like. So creative. That's why I say Travis Scott, as far as like music wise too, and even in fashion too. Like I feel like he's just another Kanye, just on a lower, our generation.
Yeah, on a different scale.
Yeah, exactly. One word to describe Rihanna.
Innovative.
Yeah,
she be working hard on everything.
If you had to choose one, which I know you wouldn't want to, but if you had to, therapist or being a creative director? If you had to choose one.
If I had to choose one.
And you're just like, okay, well, this is what's going to pay me like for the rest of my life.
That's really hard.
I know, because I feel like you have a calling and passionate for both.
Yeah. Ooh.
But you have to choose one. See, when you come back on in the future, I'm going to have this thing where you have to take a shot if you didn't want to.
Okay. Okay, bet. I think I think I would be a therapist because I really can't stand to see people struggling. I really can't. So,
okay.
And I think I can be creative in other ways if I can't be a creative director.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Drake's new album, hit or miss?
Hit.
Thank you.
Y'all crazy.
They be hating.
What?
They be hating. They don't understand.
They don't understand. And that's okay. Let them know.
They're gonna catch up.
They're gonna catch up later.
They gonna catch up. Your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, The Count of Monte Cristo. Look, nobody knows. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Huh? I ain't never heard
Nobody knows about this movie except for like maybe 10 people in my life.
What is it about?
It is about, the theme of the movie is redemption. I really love that theme overall. It's about a man who's wrongfully accused of a crime he didn't commit, and he goes to this horrible prison, and it's by his best friend, and it's because his best friend wanted his wife. Hey, just very wicked.
Nah, that's crazy. Hey, people are crazy.
Yeah, and so he spends time in that prison, and eventually, and one of the things he writes on the walls is that God will avenge me or something. God will give me revenge. And he literally counts on the Lord to like avenge him. And I really love that theme. And like, it's without spoiling the whole thing, he gets lost in the process of revenge basically, and forgets what he wrote on that wall kind of, but then he comes back. So it's a really like, it's
on Netflix?
Amazon Prime. Prime, yeah.
Oh my God,
it's like 2006. There's an older version.
I feel like I heard of it, and it's not like what you're saying sounds familiar, but I gotta look at it again.
It's too good. I'm telling you, and it's funny.
It sounds good. Because I can imagine being in that particular.
Bro, I was so mad for him. I think
yeah.
because I was so angry for him because I hate injustice. So like, I was so angry for him, I couldn't like forget about the movie. I was like, nah, I can't forget about this movie. It was too good, and the way it like resolved was perfect. So
I gotta watch it.
It was too good.
Favorite musical artist.
Favorite music artist?
Yeah.
Musical artist.
Musical artist, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's hard. I really like a lot of artists.
You gotta give me one.
One? Okay. Ooh, that's hard. Okay, one I will say is Mac Ayres, and my reason, like, he's not a very like well-known artist, but some people know him, and I think it's because he can play all the instruments that he produces. So like when he produces music, he can play every instrument that you're hearing.
What genre is he?
Like neo soul R&B.
Okay, I never
yeah,
heard of him.
really.
What's his
really
name again?
Mac Ayres, and this
Mac
Ayres is
Ayres.
spelled Ayres. Yeah.
Mac Ayres.
Yeah, I just think that he's very musically inclined. I just love people that can do more than just sing. You know? And there's a lot of artists. He's not just the only one, but like that's the first one I think of.
Yeah, I do a lot of stalking when I'm like about to interview somebody.
No problem. I stalk
have to,
nonetheless.
try to get to know who you are.
Yeah.
But I seen that you went to LA. So would you prefer LA or Houston to live full time?
Okay, you know what's funny? The school I want to go to, I think I already told you earlier, but the school I want to go to is in LA. And I don't.
You didn't tell me that.
I didn't say that. Oh. Yeah, it's in LA. Oh yeah, that's what I did.
So that's what you were trying to say because it kind of coincides.
It coincides with the creative directing stuff.
I see.
So the school that God showed me, y'all, it's a school that is in LA. And when I was worried about still pursuing creative directing, I was looking for schools frantically. And I had taken time to look for schools for some time anyway. But when I finally took a break and then came back, I found the school, and I typed in nothing different from what I typed in before, but that school was like the top school that I was looking that came up in the search. And it's a school that's theology based, so like it's faith based, and it's trying to like integrate psychotherapy and faith. And so I just thought that was perfect because that's literally what I want to do in my in like my research and as a therapist. Like I want to be a faith-based therapist as well, but that doesn't mean I'm just going to take people who believe in God, obviously, but it's just like a foundation that I want to build on. And so yeah, that school is in LA.
Crazy.
It's like 20 minutes outside LA, and
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I hopefully by the time y'all hear this, well, maybe a little after, I don't know when those will drop, but like, I will be accepted to that school.
Amen.
So, yeah.
You already are accepted.
Yeah, but yeah, in terms of LA versus Houston, probably, I mean, if I can afford to live in LA, I would live in LA because I love the beach. I love going to the beach, yes.
Yeah, it's true.
But I love Houston. Like, I have no problem living here. I would definitely come back if I could have another house here. One day I will definitely live here.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. But I don't plan to just like, stay here forever.
You don't want to like live in Houston, like as far as like when you get to that point where you're having kids.
Having kids,
Cause I feel like it's always for me. It would be like if I live somewhere else, it's because like I'm in my young ages,
right?
And I come back to Houston and settle down. But like who really knows? Like if we really have like an abundance of money, which I hopefully
hopefully God willing.
LA is like LA is beautiful. Like
I'm saying if I can afford to live in LA and like go taking my children to school there in a cost problem, I would live in LA honestly because I love the beach.
The weather
and the weather is just always perfect.
The weather. Yeah. But I don't know if I would live in LA because I lived in California for like a year.
Oh,
but
you
like,
did? Okay.
Yeah, I did. But I stayed in like Palm Desert, Palm Springs. So like sometimes like we'll go to LA, but sometimes we went to San Diego, and I like San Diego. I don't know if you've ever been.
No, I haven't.
But if you go next time you go, you got to go to San Diego.
I will. I want to see more cities in there.
To me, it's better than LA. Like
I believe that.
It's not like super fast. It's just like I don't know. I just like
just going at their own pace.
Yeah, like chill. Like I don't know. The vibes out there are like really cool.
I feel like I wouldn't live in LA. Maybe I'll live somewhere in California.
Yeah, it's just LA is just. I don't know.
Yeah, no. The first time I went there, I was like, there's too much going on here, and it's feeling a little superficial around here.
Yeah, bro, exactly. Oh my God, no, exactly.
Very
That's
fake
exactly
atmosphere.
what it is. Superficial, exactly.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where God takes me.
My last question to you: who is someone you would like to see on the Fandom Experience? And I mean, you don't have to help me get them on here, but if you know them,
I definitely can.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Emmanuel Olanian. Did I say your name right? Manny? Whatever. Manny Minicomp at Minicomp. I want to see him on here because he has.
Can you show me his page?
Yeah, for sure. You have seen his stuff.
I've had
You have seen his stuff because he has a great story to share as well with his photography journey. Because there's a lot of people that I believe have a camera and can take pictures, but then there's some people who have a gift to take pictures. You know what I'm saying? That are photographers. And I feel like he is a photographer.
Yeah, this is live.
Being that I've worked with a lot of different photographers, I can definitely, not even just because he's my friend, but like genuinely.
Facts.
Yeah.
No, this is crazy.
And he has the right mindset with it too. Yeah, he's cold, period.
He's from Houston?
Yeah.
And we have so many talented people.
No, we really do. We really do. We got to, not that we got to get out of here, but we gotta get out of here.
No, facts. Because our talents need to be like showcased and like broadcasted to like the world, not just
the city to do so. It just isn't. If we're being honest.
No, facts. That's why I'm like, no, it really is. That's why I feel like a lot of people who like are from Houston and blown up, they kind of move to a different city like LA or
literally like
New York to like get those chances.
Yeah, there's a really big photographer that lives in Houston, and she's been photographing like the biggest new star like Olivia Rodrigo and Cardi B. She's photographed like everybody, like all of the big names in pop and music and even just in movies and stuff too. And like she moved to LA on a whim, and now she's doing doing what she's supposed to do. And it's like sometimes it does take that step of faith.
It does that, bro. But I feel like that's what it is. That means you really believe. First of all, you really believe in God that like He's gonna get you to that point, and then you believe in yourself enough to like move you out of your comfort zone and go to a whole different city. Not know how it's gonna happen, but just having faith that it is gonna happen.
Yeah, because like that this is something God has called you to do.
Like, and you're really passionate. So
part of believing in yourself is believing in the things that God has called you to do.
Big facts.
Yeah,
I appreciate you for coming on. This is another episode. Click the link below to subscribe. Y'all go follow all her pages. I'm gonna put her links in bio, in the description below. By the time this video comes out, you will be accepted.
Amen.
Amen to that. Any photo shoots or any things coming out soon from you?
Yes. So I have an upcoming project that is like a dedication to my childhood and being a child again. Because when you can tap into your inner child, the real you kind of comes out as well. So I have a whole shoot concept based on being childlike, not childish. That's what it's called. So stay tuned for that in August.
I like that. Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Daniel.